Hello, this message is for someone who's dealing with a person who's throwing a fit and acting weird and keeps continually coming at you with weird antics, and you can't really figure out what's going on with them, right? So if this message is for you, this person used to maybe have a larger role in your life than they do now. And it's not like you have cut them off exactly or really, but they are feeling some kind of distance, and they are feeling a lack of control over your relationship or the situation or the narrative or the current circumstances. They're feeling some kind of lack of control that's making them spaz out, because this is kind of a control freak is what I'm getting. And I'm getting that this is a person that had gotten really used to you catering to this eagerness to control. Okay, this person gets anxiety if they don't get control over situations, and that extends to people, whether they are aware of it or not. This person likes to control people. They like to control people's state of feeling and emotions. So they might, for example, say something mean just to feel in control of your mood and to feel like they can make you feel bad. If you were too chipper, for example, this person might be annoyed and they might say something mean for no good reason, just to sort of prove to themselves that they can ruin your mood if they want to. It's that kind of person you're dealing with. So it makes sense why I'm sensing this is someone who's putting space, okay? And it might be the kind of relationship, though, it might be like a family member that you're not exactly thinking of cutting out, even though you do think they're, toxic, for a lack of a better word. But you're sort of just coping with it by taking space, which is wise. But this person, what's happening is they're having trouble facing that they can control you or control what's going on in your life. I'm getting to, like, there's something about something's going on in your life, and like they're not getting updates, they're not getting a role in this thing you're doing, and it's irritating them. And they are probably, what I'm getting is they're probably blaming you, of course, and they're telling themselves that you're just being like you're leaving them out. That's what they're telling themselves, which is just illogical, because whatever's going on is very much your life, and it's not something you owe them participation in, okay? So instead of wondering why you're not checking in as often or updating them with what's going on, they are getting sort of furious behind the scenes at your lack of compliance to their usual tactics. What I'm getting is this is a person who really thinks they can get whatever they want out of anybody by their behavior, and they feel very sort of above other people, as if they were smarter or something. And what they don't understand is that a lot of people see through them. They just sort of humor them, because what are you gonna do? Okay? And so that's also why a lot of people end up avoiding them, but that's also another thing that they haven't given any thought to, because this person lacks self-awareness. So what you're dealing with instead is someone having a meltdown. Okay, I'm getting like an adult meltdown. I'm getting someone that is pulling all kinds of weird things. Maybe, I don't even know, like they're doing unexpected weird things to sort of throw you off and to see if you'll have a more predictable response. Like they keep thinking you're going to respond this way or respond that way to different antics and tactics, and you just don't. But again, this is not something that's just happening with you. This happens with a lot of people in their life. They just always find a way to create a narrative in which they don't have to take any responsibility, and they don't have to look at themselves, and it's always someone else's fault, and there's never any self-examination of their own behavior and what could have they contributed to get the situation to what it has become. They also have trouble they have trouble accepting the truth of situations. So then that makes it very hard to see their role in them, because they refuse to see whatever is going on. You know what I mean? So like they whatever's happening with you, for example, you will see it up close, that they refuse to see the truth, and they insist on their narrative, however nonsensical and out of touch with reality it is, and however much you remind them of the true reality. This person, what I'm getting is, will continue on to believe what they want to believe, no matter how crazy it is and how much it doesn't make sense. Just isn't, because they're doing whatever it takes to avoid any sort of responsibility for having pushed you away, or for not being included in something that you didn't owe them anyway, you know? So something like that. So if this is happening to you, the message is, let them have their fit and keep doing you. Understand that this person will just do this to the next person as well. They're probably doing it to multiple people right now. And, you know, it's probably like a yearly occurrence for them that this happens with someone in their life. And this is the sad reality. This person doesn't even realize this is like the spice of their life, because they're just sort of a very negative person that has a lot of anxiety, also refuses to acknowledge this anxiety for the most part. So yeah, they spend their life, you know, projecting outwards and trying to control the uncontrollable in order to prove something to themselves, and, you know, soothe themselves somehow. Like every time they feel like they get a hold of a situation and they get to control another person, a group, a situation, they feel some sense of soothing dominance. That's what I'm tapping into. Okay, I don't relate. So whoever this is happening to, good luck. It might be really irritating. So that's going to be your challenge, to not let this person drag you down to their level, because that's the thing. That's what they kind of keep expecting you to do. They want you to get all down and dirty with them and, you know, fulfill their narrative that you, I don't know, have some issue with them or something. Now they want to provoke you, so you prove them right by reacting, and then they can spin a tale about how you, for no reason, are mad at them, right? So yeah, it makes no sense. Let them keep having their meltdowns, their tantrums, and just focus on you and do you, and, you know, let them work it out on their own. This is not your stuff. This is the main meat and potatoes of this message is for whoever this is for, to take away that this is not their stuff. This is someone else's mental health struggles that they're projecting on you. Okay, so I hope that helps.